Bonjour and welcome to Lyon, France. Whether you're planning a short visit or slow travelers like us, this is the ultimate location guide for you for Lyon. What to see here, where to go, and how to make the most of your time in this beautiful city. Hi, we are Dharmesh and Kiran from KD Travelers, two early retirement slow travelers sharing our journey and knowledge to help others do the same.
So we've been slow traveling through the region and we've been living here for almost a month now. Today we're going to take you on a full tour of our favorite spots. There's ancient ruins, Roman ruins in the area, there's secret passageways, famous Bouchons, hilltop basilicas, riverside strolls. Lyon's got something for everyone. So let's dive in. Let's get started and dive right into the magic of Lyon.
Yeah. So what we should start with is the area number one for us, which was the Vieux Lyon. This is the best place to start the journey of Lyon for you. It's the city's old town, and it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I always have a problem saying that. It's filled with charming historical architecture, cobblestone pathways. Just look at some of these little narrow alleyways and colorful buildings that you'll see that have such great charm. If you're looking for souvenirs, this is also a nice spot to find those kind of shops for you because it is very touristy as well.
And then what do you like a lot?
And there's plenty of food there for you. There's lots of restaurants and cafes for you to grab a coffee, maybe something small to bite to eat or something like that, for sure.
So the first thing we're going to take you through is, let's look at those secret passageways. These are called Traboules, and they're like little time capsules hidden behind doors and walls. Make sure to try to find one or two and walk through these to get a sense of what they feel like. So these were originally used by the silk workers back in the 19th century, and they used them to transport fabrics so they would stay protected from the weather. And this is really unique to Lyon. What a clever solution.
Yeah.
Let's go check out a few. Out of all of them, the Long Traboule is probably the one that's most visited by tourists. When you're in the area, please remember to remain fairly quiet because they are people that live in this area. So you want to be respectful to them.
Yeah, and then while we were out there searching, we definitely pushed on a few doors that didn't open. So it's hard sometimes to find them. Like Kiran says, you have to search them out, but definitely worth the while.
I mean, they're all labeled,
yeah,
but not all of them. Some of them are private.
Are private, that's correct, yeah. So next we should probably talk about St. Jean Cathedral. It's right in Old Town. It's a stunning cathedral. It's very impressive Gothic cathedral, if I'm correct, if I'm getting it right. And there's also an astronomical clock located within the cathedral, so definitely worth checking out. Head inside and have a look at it. It's very beautiful and old.
We usually make it a point to pop into cathedrals.
Yeah.
So next area that we're going to check out is going to be Fourvière Hill, and this is where the Basilica is located as well, the Notre Dame Basilica. So you can either take the funicular if you want to take an easy ride up. Or if you're up for it, there's also steep stairwells that take you right up. And, for us, it was good exercise. So we decided to take a walk up using one of the stairwells right in Old Town. And then from that stairwell, we ended up in a beautiful garden area. It's called the Rosary Garden, which is at the base of the Basilica. And we had a really nice stroll through the Rosary Garden. Lots of birds singing. Oh, yeah. And, we're here sort of spring into going into summer, so the flowers are blooming. It's stunning. And at the top of that, you'll be rewarded with the stunning Basilica Notre Dame de Fourvière. Yeah. Excuse me if I mispronounced that.
Yeah, I left that one for you to say for sure. I was definitely going to mess that one up. But I mean, when you get to the top, check out this view. I mean, you can see all of Lyon below us. I mean, it's honestly breathtaking. And you can also see both of the rivers, the Saône and Rhone rivers, and all the different rooftops you can see. You can see the old and the new rooftops. So if you're actually lucky and it's a very clear day, they say that you can actually see Mount Blanc from this location as well. So definitely worth trying to get up there. And even on a cloudy day, the view is still spectacular, so you won't be disappointed for sure. It's a great viewing point for everybody to visit.
Yeah, and the Notre Dame in Lyon is just stunning inside out. It's positioned strategically on the hill, so you're going to see it visibly through. Doesn't matter where you are in Lyon, we constantly got views of it. And then inside of the Basilica, it was absolutely breathtaking. There's so many ornate mosaics, there's stained glass, there's gilded ceilings, and they all shimmer with the light. And it's a blend of, I believe, Byzantine and Gothic styles. So for us, it almost felt like a palace than a place of worship. And the exterior structure has 4 main towers, and there's a bell tower that's topped with a gilded statue of Virgin Mary, I apologize.
Definitely. And then just a few steps away from the Basilica, which, is very convenient and nice for us because our legs were definitely tired after the trek up, you'll find Lyon's Roman roots. You've got these Roman ruins that are there, and they're quite historic and significant to Lyon. Mm-hmm. The main theater there actually sits around, I think it was around 10,000 from what we were told, people, and is a great place where they used to do performances, political events, and they actually had just public gatherings there. Although it was rebuilt, you can still see some of the semicircular seating, the stage, all the original design details are there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yes, it is currently being used for venues and things like that, for concerts, so they did do a bit of a rebuild, and it loses a little bit of its rustic charm, but still very, very impressive. And then when we were there, unfortunately, they were setting up for a new festival coming up in the summer festival. So you saw the construction, as you can see, but it was still definitely impressive. Yeah,
it was really just the stage area, right? And then next to the main theater is the more intimate Odeon. This used to be used for poetry readings and music, and it seats around 3,000 people, so significantly smaller. And you can also visit, while you're there, you can also visit the museum that's located on site, where there's Roman sculpture, architecture, mosaics, and other forms of art all around from Lyon and the surrounding areas. That's been housed there. The Roman ruins are free to visit, but keep in mind that if you want to visit the museum, there's an entry fee. We didn't go into the museum, but it wasn't very expensive when I looked it up. And keep in mind, you can take a funicular if you don't want to walk up the steps like we do. And that's an easy trek up and down with the funicular.
Yeah, and to be truthful, it's not stairs all the way up. There are steep inclines with some of the staircases, and then as we walk through the garden, and there is a little bit of a walkway along the road a little bit as well. So there's spots where you can definitely take breaks, but it took us maybe about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, and that wasn't rushing, so everybody can go at their own pace for sure.
Right, so from the Fourvière Hill area, we're going to head back down in the heart of the city, which is Presqu'île. And that's the peninsula between the two rivers, between the Rhone and the Saône River. It's more of a commercial area, the cultural core of Lyon. Here you're going to find wider streets, there's grand squares, there's lots of shops, a lot of boutiques for people that enjoy shopping. And the atmosphere is a bit different. It's quite lively.
Oh yeah, right? Definitely a lot more.
And it was always lively.
It was always lively. I mean, there's always people around, and we were not there during the peak summer season as well. So, right. And this area is full of the iconic squares, like now I'll get this wrong, but it's Place Belcourt and Place del Terreau, if I'm correct. Those are the two main squares that we visited quite a bit. Mm-hmm. They were perfect for strolling around, people watching. We spent quite a few times going back and just sitting there and just enjoying the atmosphere.
It's also where the City Hall and the Opera Theatre is located as well.
That's correct.
And that's another square in that area that's worth visiting. And from there, we're going to walk along the main street, which is the Republic Street. And here's where you're going to find high-end fashion. There's cozy cafes. Again, lots of shops along the main pedestrian street. And it's always bustling with tourists. Like every time we walk through that area, which is very frequently, it was always busy.
It was always busy, yeah. And it's a great place if you're tired of all the shopping. You can just stop for a coffee while you're people watching as well. So, So it doesn't necessarily mean just because all the shops are there that you have to go shopping, but it's a great place just to hang out as well.
Oh, also don't forget, remember when we were in this area, we went into Hotel Dieu?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Forgot about that. We went into Hotel Dieu, and if you walk into the area, there's a beautiful courtyard where we saw people eating their lunches at picnicking. And then if you really, for the Instagrammers, I think there's great areas as you walk further in to have your photos.
Yes,
like,
definitely.
it would be a great place to do a photo shoot.
Yeah, definitely great architecture and spots for taking those Instagram shots.
Yeah. And there were a lot of quiet spots in there as well as we were walking through. So next we're going to head up because, we're glutton for punishment. Let's go up another hilly area, which is the Croix-Rousse neighborhood. And that sits north of Presqu'île. So we decided to walk it again, but there are other ways that you can get up there by buses.
Yeah.
And we are warning that it is uphill. And we mean quite uphill.
Yeah, that one was quite uphill. It was mainly the route we took, at least, was definitely just stairs after stairs after stairs.
Yeah. This used to be the old silk weavers district. So the architecture here is going to be very different. You're going to see very tall windows and buildings. And the reason for that is because the looms are quite large, as you can see. So in order to accommodate the height of the loom, they needed to have taller windows. And the secondary benefit was it brings in a lot of light, which the silk weavers needed. And the silk weavers are called Canuts, and they needed a lot more light in order to do the work, right? So the area has a completely different vibe. It's very artsy, a little bohemian, very local feel to the area as well.
And then one of the other highlights of the area is definitely the large mural. I mean, it's the spot if you're looking, a lot of tourists go up specifically also to see this mural. It's I guess it looks like the largest mural in Europe, if I'm correct, it was called.
Right.
What was it called? I can't remember what they called it. Was it Mur de Canoe? That was it. That's right. Yeah. And it's incredible. It's like 1,200 square meters on a painted wall. They're typical neighborhood sort of depicted picture. You've got from shopkeepers, people strolling, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very realistic. They've got a staircase that goes right up, as you can see. Now, the original painting from 1987 was updated in 1997 and 2013, representing people as they age. So they took the people and they actually changed them and aged the people in the mural as well. So that's pretty amazing.
I can't imagine repainting that mural. It's stunning. I mean, essentially, the mural is showing the life of people that live in Croix-Rousse. Yeah. Essentially, that's it, right? So next, tucked away in the Croix-Rousse neighborhood, we visited a silk shop, but they also had a museum that we visited, and it's called Les Maisons de Canoe, I believe. Again, I apologize for mispronouncing it. Here we took a tour and we learned about the skilled artisans that wove the finest silks in Europe, because this was a huge silk region. That's what Lyon was known for back in the days. And the loom that we watched our guide work on is over 100 years old. Hard to believe that. And it works beautifully. Yeah, very complex.
And it was sturdy. It's for being as old as it is, it's held up quite a bit. Our tour guide walked us through the history of the silk weaving industry and the process of silk weaving itself. It was so incredible to learn the history. I mean, we take these things for granted, and the amount of sheer work and effort and skill that they put into the silk weaving was amazing to see and to learn about, really. And after the tour, it's always great to check out the boutique that's there. They have scarves, neckties, and it's just, the silk creations are so amazing for Lyonnaise quality there. I got lucky. We don't have a lot of storage space when we're traveling, so Kiran didn't do too much shopping, or actually any shopping from there. Yeah. So I got lucky on that, or we got lucky on that aspect.
But once you go through the tour, which we highly recommend, it was super inexpensive. I think we paid €7.50 per person. So it was $15 for the two of us.
But as a sidebar for that, if you're English speaking, now the tour is an hour long as far as for the tour itself, but they tell you if you're English speaking, only the first half hour or the first portion, which is the demonstration, is in English. They translate French and English, so, and then the rest is all in French. So really the tour for us was only half.
So next we're going to talk about food. If you're in the area, you would have heard that, Lyon is famous as the gastronomic capital of France. And no Lyon travel guide is going to be complete without food. The city definitely takes eating seriously. It is the birthplace of Paul Bocuse, the chef, and French gastronomy.
Yeah, definitely. And you have to try the traditional Bouchons. Think canal sausages with lentils and hearty, comforting flavors. We visited lovely Bouchon called Bouchon Toupin to try the local cuisine. I mean, Kiran had the canal and I had slow roasted pork loin. The food was delicious. We definitely are going to be going back to that location again. Yeah. So we definitely highly recommend going there.
And the pricing's not too bad at all for them. So the restaurants here do get pretty busy, so be sure that you reserve a table for yourself. And it was actually very easy. If you go online for any of the restaurants, you can just do an online reservation. And just a quick tip, if you pop in for menu, they usually pop in at lunchtime, they usually have pretty good offers and really good deals that offer 2 to 3 course meals at a great price. So make sure you check them out. And I believe that was only at lunchtime.
Yeah, usually we saw the set meals as we were walking around. We didn't have a chance to sit down with any of the set meals. We were pretty much on the go most of the time, yeah. But definitely looked like it was worthwhile.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to go to explore some of the food markets, which were fantastic in Lyon. Of course, we had to go to the most famous one, which was Paul Bocuse's Hall. It's a foodie's heaven. I mean, it definitely was a great place to sample cheeses, cured meats, or any of the other little treats that they were willing to give out to you. It's not cheap for sure. Pricing is a little bit higher. It is a tourist spot because it is famous, of course, but it is a must-see place for you. You should also go for maybe a food tour. We saw lots of food tours there. We tend not to do those ourselves. We'd rather explore, but there were plenty of people walking through, and they actually give you a sort of a tasting sample as well, where they get you some wine and some little bits of cheese and things to taste and stuff. So the food tours did look like a good option. We just chose not to do it. We usually do it our own.
And they ran throughout the day. We even saw them as early as 10 a.m., I think, one morning.
Yeah, there were people drinking and stuff as early as...
for us, it's odd to think of having wine at 10 a.m., but I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world, any time of the day, right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, we often would frequent the local markets for groceries where their produce, meat, and cheese are top quality, and they're always busy. They open, I think the one we went to a lot is open 7 days a week. Reminder, they close, like we said earlier, they do close at 1:30. And if you're lucky like us, you might see a goat or two at the market. Don't worry, they're not being sold. They're just here to promote products for the local vendor, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
And they were friendly, so you were able to touch them. So
right,
not
and
to be afraid.
They're super adorable. I wish I could have played with them on the ground.
Yeah. So you can't really visit France without indulging on some pastries. And trust us, the pastries here were next level. We were counting on having a lot of pastries, so we indulged a bit here and there. But of course, by cooking in and eating some meals at home, which were healthier, and it gave us that chance to indulge and splurge a little bit more on extra pastries.
Yeah. When you walk around Lyon, you're going to notice these pink candies, and these are known as praline roses. And these are essentially candies made by coating almonds with the pink sugar coating. And these are often used in a variety of baked goods, and you'll see praline baked goods throughout Lyon. That's quite popular. You can even buy bags of praline, so you can eat them on their own. And for sure for us, we had to try some. We ended up trying a few praline brioches, and they were really good. They were not as sweet as I had expected them to be. They were just perfect.
And lastly, don't forget that they have wine here. We are in France, right. So there is plenty of wine. Some of the best wines in the world, and there's a large selection of wine here for sure. Now, I'm not a big wine drinker. Kiran is. So she definitely had a bottler there. And there's such a great selection to choose from. It makes it so difficult to pick which ones, right?
I had trouble picking wine. I didn't end up buying it in the first week because it was just overwhelming. There's just too much. So if you need a break from sightseeing, you should really think about heading to Parc de la Tête, I believe it's called. It's located north of the city center. And this is a huge urban park in the middle of the city. It's extremely peaceful, beautiful green spaces. There's botanical gardens in the area. And if you want to really escape the bustling streets of Lyon, make sure you head over to the park.
I mean, it's like you're saying, it's so large. It's home to a lake, a zoo. It's like over 100 hectares, if I'm correct, from what I looked up, of walking paths and picnic area lawns. We saw lots of people out during the day on the sunny days, picnicking and enjoying the park for sure. I think we hadn't seen that in a long time, so that was really nice to see. And of course, we had to join in, so we had our own little picnic there. But there's plenty of other activities to do in the park, around the park. There's boating in the lake. People saw we were going around these cool bikes, cycles around the park that you can actually rent. The zoo itself had some pretty nice animals. I mean, we saw giraffes, zebras. I think there were some flamingos as well as we saw.
There's also an area with deer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So there's quite a few animals. So if you're looking for a place to stroll where you want to just walk through a garden full of roses or visit some animals or just unwind like a local, this park will offer something for everyone. And it's really a great place for some downtime and perfect for recharging your travel batteries and really getting a sense of the local life.
One of the most enjoyable and local things that we did, experiences we had in Lyon, was just walking and spending time along the Rhone River. The riverbanks along the Rhone are very nicely developed, and definitely where we spent most of our time out of the two rivers for sure. It was transformed from an industrial kind of bank to a vibrant promenade. They had boats lining the actual walkway there, which were actually converted into restaurants. They've got grassy little picnic areas. There were actually designated bike lanes. So lots of people were out and enjoying that area. They were walking, they were jogging, they were biking. So it's definitely a spot that you can't miss and you should go to for sure to spend some time.
There's also, before we forget, we should mention for family with kids, there's nice playground areas along there as well. So do check it out. And
if you're not in the mood to pack your own meal, as we mentioned, there are a lot of actual boats that have been converted into restaurants and bars and cafes along the waterfront there. So you can just hop into one of those. They've got tables set up right on the actual side of the river. So it's definitely something that you can do even if you don't want to bring your own food.
And they serve like from meals such as tapas to refined French cuisine. These boats do offer one-of-a-kind dining experiences with beautiful views of the water and the city skyline. And you can see the Basilica from there as well. So you get really nice views of the hill. Yeah,
you can see the Basilica from almost anywhere. It's up there. Okay, and then just a short tram ride from Lyon's historic heart. You can find the city's most futuristic corner, as we thought it looked at least. Yeah. It's the Confluence. That area is named for the exact spot where the two rivers meet. The Rhone and the Saône River converge at that section. There is an actual Confluence museum, and to us, and we're not sure if this is what they were going for, but to us it looks like a space-aged building perched on the river bank.
Yeah, so almost looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, it almost does to us. So I don't know what they were going. If someone knows what they were actually trying to make it look like, if they were, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. And then, if you step behind the museum, you'll actually reach the exact point where the two rivers meet, where the Rhone and the Saône meet. So excellent place to stop in and just take in the scenery there. And we noticed that the surrounding Confluence district was really a very modern urban design, right? This used to be an industrial zone. There's still some industrial areas, we noticed that, but it's been transformed into more of a modern neighborhood. There's also a large retail shopping complex with a movie theater and restaurants, and there's water views over there as well.
Yeah, and one thing that maybe you guys can help us out with and let us know in the comments, at that point where the two rivers merge, when we were there, right at that very peak, there looked to be train tracks or tracks of some sort going right into the water. So clearly there must have been something there, and we weren't able to figure that out exactly. So if you know, let us know in the comments, please. Thanks. Yeah. Now, one of Lyon's best perks, I would also say, is that it's perfectly located for day trips. Whether you want to enjoy wine tasting or go strolling through old medieval towns, it's just a short train ride away from Lyon. So it's a great spot to actually make as a home base.
Yeah, places like Annecy or Geneva are within easy reach, and it's drums that you can take a train, but you can also take buses to a lot of these areas. We did a day trip to Annecy, so don't forget to check out our video for our day trip to Annecy. So for us, we think Lyon makes a great base to, travel to all these different areas. And there's other smaller towns of France that we could have traveled to from here.
Definitely. And okay, so now let's give you a quick tip. And the quick tip we think we should let you know about is that spring and early fall are probably going to be the best times for you to visit here. The weather's kind of in between. It's not very hot, it's not very cold, so we've had a good time while we've been here.
Yeah, I think the weather's perfect.
Yeah. So I think
a couple of rainy days here and there, but nothing extravagant.
No, and we've avoided the large crowds being in the peak hot summer season as well.
Yeah.
The other thing is that public transit's fairly affordable here as well. A single ride is usually around €2.10.
Yeah.
And it covers the buses, the trams, and the metro.
Yeah.
So it's actually very economical to if you wanted to. But on saying that, we've only done one trip on the tram ourselves. We enjoy walking.
And the nice thing is, there's so much to see. So when you're walking, even for a few hours, it doesn't feel like you've been walking a long time because you're constantly looking at things, right? Also for France, you don't need to be fluent, but we think it's helpful if you pick up just a few simple words, French words like bonjour and merci, and it goes a long way. We usually try to make it an effort to learn just the basics of whenever we travel to a new country, and it goes a long way to build connections. It certainly helped us, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the locals most of the locals we at least met appreciated the fact that we attempted or at least tried. So that's a wrap on our Lyon travel guide. Whether you're visiting Lyon for just a few days or considering a longer stay like we did, the city has a way of capturing your heart. Mm-hmm. From its rich history to its vibrant neighborhoods and its food, culture, and charm for sure. Yeah. There's truly something for everyone here. The city has won us over, and we definitely will be coming back.
Yeah. We loved our time slow traveling through Lyon, getting to know its rhythm, flavors, and stories. We're hoping that this guide will help you experience the best of what this incredible city has to offer, and maybe even inspire you to stay a little longer than you had planned, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like I said, we've been here for 4 weeks, just about, and definitely could see ourselves spending more time here for sure.
So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more slow travel adventures. And we'd really appreciate it if you could drop a comment, and we'd love to hear what your favorite part of Lyon is if you've been here, and answer any questions that you might have. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's travel together.